All right, before we continue with this, though, first let's get in here. Oh. Look at all emissaries for this alliance. You got Tansui of the Confederacy, Serena of the Steppe. This is, I think, is this the chief of the Blue Koshin? Maybe it's just he's got the fancy thing or whatever. A Nakshan emissary and a Dalmascan person as well. So yeah, so here we are in the Enclave, and we've got all these emissaries here, members of this this fledgling alliance here in the Far East. All right, let's start talking to them. Dalmascan Fusilier, hello. We heard Dalmasca had suffered the most when they tried to rebel and their capital was razed to the ground. Yeah, here it is. Their capital was called Rabanastre. The fall of Rabanastre was not the end of our nation. We who survived retreated underground and have been gathering strength to mount a counter-offensive. Dalmasca will rise again. Okay. Naxian emissary. I'm come to represent the land of Nangsha. Long have we struggled in defiance of the Empire, waiting for just such an opportunity as this alliance presents. Good. Awesome. Glad to get friends. Alright, Cyrena. After their humbling at your hands, Magnai and his Ornir have spent every waking moment upon the training fields. Defeat does not sit well with the sun and his children. Good. They want to strengthen themselves further. Yeah. Yeah. After getting called Little Sun by Y'shtola, man, holy shit. Yeah, he's looking to prove himself. Tensui. My friend. The Imperials have enjoyed the freedom of the Ruby Sea for long enough. It is time they paid their dues. I see. They're willing to go even past the Ruby Sea. Alright. They're willing to ally with us against the Empire. Alright, nice. Blue Kojin? We of the Blue Kojin will not submit to the Empire's tyranny. If only our red brethren would awaken to their folly. Alright, Hakuro. Alone, Doma could accomplish little against the Empire, but in concert with the allies who have gathered here today, we might do much. Gary? You guys have done good gathering these guys. Kelwyn, you've arrived in time to witness the beginnings of our new alliance. Our proposal struck a chord with many of our neighbors, I'm pleased to say. It's good. The fledgling alliance has begun. The Confederacy of the Ruby Sea, the tribes of the Steppe, for at least the time being until the Dam. The Blue Kojin, also of the Ruby Sea, and then these two neighboring provinces that were previously under the Empire. Or are still under the Empire, actually. Alright, Hien. We are here to bring news. Greetings, my friends. I was just discussing future endeavors with the members of our newly formed alliance. The Kojin in the Confederacy you already know, and it was your own strength of arms that won us the cooperation of the Steppe tribes. Or at least some number of the Steppe tribes. Did Cyrena get back to you? Is it all the tribes or no? Also, listen to this music, man. Fuck yeah. We've also been joined by our neighbors from Nagsha, and the indomitable citizens of Dalmasca. Indomitable. Is that alright. Though the scattered nature of the latter's resistance will somewhat delay their official induction. Yeah, Dalmasca got crushed. They're still holding on though. Indomitable. These proud peoples have united under a single purpose, to stand against the tyranny of the Garlean Empire. Fuck yeah. I'm glad to see your alliance is coming together so swiftly. As things stand, I fear we shall soon have need of your strength. Yeah, so... Imperial army marches upon Ala Mhigo. Also, there's this... poison, this weapon. I don't know if we don't know the details yet, but we do know there's this weapon that can wipe out encampments. Now we know from out of character, we know from the cutscene that we had with Alphinaud that is the black gas called the gas, not black. This gas called Black Rose. We don't actually know what it looks like. But in character, I think all we know is that is a weapon of mass destruction. I thank you for bringing me news of Alphinaud. His fate is never far from my thoughts, and not only because he is our emissary. As for the sudden deployment of Imperial forces, I agree that Ala Mhigo would be wise to show up at its borders with all haste. Every report we receive from our shinobi indicates a massing of troops in the western provinces. It seems almost certain that the Empire is poised to bring its fist down upon Eorzea. Oh, so they knew of some of this, but didn't send word to us? That they knew they were... Maybe they didn't know why they were amassing in the west. Or maybe this is... I don't know. Maybe they did... We're going to send word, but we got here first. And I would help deflect that blow, but I cannot risk sending reinforcements just yet. We'll remain vulnerable to airborne assault until our wall in the burn is in place. The all-important Allagan energy barrier. The energy barrier, yes. I thought to call it something more auspicious. A name drawn from our four lords of legend, perhaps Seiryu's Aegis or some such. Well, just a thought. Hien. Not just like, yes, the energy barrier. No, we need a great name for this. The Great Wall, the Great Aegis, the Big Barrier. The Ironworks engineers report that they have finished calibrating the generators and are ready to proceed to the testing stage. Have you time to attend the first test? You've seen the field which protected Az's Law firsthand, and I would be interested to hear how you think ours compares. Sure. Yeah, well, I have firsthand... Alisaie wasn't there at the time, but I have firsthand seen this barrier indeed. Took us the power of a ether focuser that we got from Matoya or whatever, and the eye of Nidhogg to pierce through it. But yeah, as an energy source. So, don't know how the Empire didn't have such technologies at the time, but you know they sort of came through the barrier in our wake, so they could not pierce it on their own. So unless they've been secretly being busy in the background, they don't have an answer for this. I'll come too if you don't mind. Though I'm no Y'shtola, I may be able to offer some insight. Don't sell yourself short, Alisaie. You're still a scholar. You and Alphinaud, two of the youngest ever to be accepted into the studium. It's impressive. Of course, time being of the essence, it would be best if we made directly for the burn. Yugiri, I leave you and Hakuro to bring the war council to a close. Oh, so they just finished the council. Understood. Your mounts are saddled and ready, my lord. Wear the storms. Yeah, last time we went there, we got caught up in the sandstorm. Alright. Alisaie? You obviously have some idea of what to expect, having seen the barrier at Az's Law, but having not had the pleasure myself, I'm exceedingly curious to see a wall capable of keeping out one of those massive Imperial airships. Yugiri? As expected, Suino Sato failed to answer the call. Not that I blame the Ruby Princess. Enlightened as she is reputed to be, it could be no easy task persuading her people to relinquish their long-held isolation. Which is why I said small steps. Maybe just trade to start with. That girl? That would be big for them. If we can't but block the Garlean airships, the speed with which they deploy their forces will be greatly diminished. Alright, Hien. Say to you as well. Okay, we're going with the auspicious name. Hien is eager to see the energy barrier in action. We will cross the burn by Yol and Valken as before. Join me at the overlook near the House of the Fierce. Once again, okay. Alright, you guys have anything else to say before I leave, Tensui? Out on the open sea, I would happily take on any vessel, but here on dry land is another matter. The Empire's iron monstrosities will ever have the upper hand. If only we could persuade our kin of the error of their ways. With the Red at our side, we would make a truly formidable force. If only. One after another, the tribes from across the steppe have come forth to pledge their warriors to the Alliance. That's great. Many simply crave a chance to seize glory in battle. It is true, but their eagerness is most welcome nonetheless. Yeah, we're glad to have allies. You know, as long as they're on our side, you know, yeah, we'll take them. The jungles of Naja are dense and treacherous. The land itself prevents the Empire from ever truly conquering our nation. Ooh, dense jungles. Cool. Long have we hidden behind bough and branch, striking where and when we can. When the Empire put down Dalmasca's bid for freedom, our remaining forces were splintered. Bringing the scattered pockets of resistance back under a single banner will be our first order of business. Good luck to you two. Alright. To the House of the Fierce. I like that we got to learn a little bit more of the provinces there, because we know nothing of Nangsha and Dalmasca. So we got to learn that Nangsha is a jungle place. I hope we get to visit all these places. I want to help them. Alright, here we are. Exactly where we took off before. Let's pray there are no sandstorms brewing out there. Yeah, not the Burnt Dungeon 2.0. Give wood when you're ready to take wing. I'm ready. Let's go. Ooh, they repaired it a lot. Yep. Okay. They even got like unburied some more things. Wow, freaking Garland Ironworks does work. Of course they do.
It seems the engineers have matters well in hand. Should the barrier work as we intend, Doma will be free to reinforce her allies in Ala Mhigo without fear of weakening her own borders.
Excellent.
Honored friends, the time has come to put your hard work to the test. Start the generator.
All right, start the generator. You give order here. Fucking Allagans, man. Oh, fuck. Damn.
Node 1 is
shit.
operational.
Node 1 is
Nodes
operational.
2 to 8 are reporting similar energy levels. The barrier is forming.
they've got maybe like some more of this around. Like, how far does this extend? Holy shit. Like, obviously we knew it would extend pretty far. Woo! Yeah, that looks like the barrier to me. 2,000. 3,000.
Expansion remains smooth. No fluctuations detected.
Nice. Is this height or width? I guess it's climbing, so maybe height? Yams is a small number. It would be moms. This would be moms.
4,000. 5,000. Target altitude reached. The barrier is holding steady at 5,000 yams. We've done it.
Fuck yeah. That looked good to me. Woo! Garland Ironworks and other engineers, like they seem to be different outfitted engineers there. Oh shit.
Is that an Imperial airship? Of all the rotten timing.
Or good timing, because we get to test it.
But this is a gift, Mistress Alisaie. They can test our new wall for us.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, exactly. This small airship, though. Ooh, they have to land?
Seems solid enough, though I was hoping for a fireball.
Okay, Hien. Yeah, we didn't get... We had a chance to back out with the wall when we hit the wall of Azaslaw as well, so... Yeah. It's the Shadow Hunter. It was an ally. An Alphinaud! No! Why is he passed out?
By the gods. It's Alphinaud.
Oh my god, Alphinaud! Is he alive? Is he injured?
What are you? Let me go! He has my brother!
There's still the wall.
Lower the barrier!
Maybe just like hold a moment. Let me lower the barrier first. I'm running. I'm right beside Alisaie. Go, Killen, go, run. Yeah, there we go. Hien's proceeding at a calm and cautiously pace.
Be at ease, girl. The lad is not dead, merely locked in slumber.
Oh fuck! That time when we got called, did they yoink Alphinaud? They yoinked Alphinaud. Fuck, we didn't know if based on the little cutscene we got with him, whether he was experiencing the voice or not. But we know that Eorzea, even from a long distance, where we were in Ala Mhigo and he was in the Rising Stones, or even the Waking Sands. No, it said he was in Thanalan, so in the Waking Sands he experienced from that distance. So Alphinaud was experiencing the voice too. Shit. So neither of us got yoinked because Alphinaud got yoinked. One by one.
No, not him too.
Not him too. I'm sorry, Alisaie. One by one. Alfie, not like this. We find our boy, but he's passed out. No.
We could identify no cause and found no remedy. Thus I sought to return him to Doma, and into the arms of Lord Hien himself, it would seem.
Hello. Shadow Hunter. Yeah, it's good timing, actually. Amazing timing that you did so while we were here. Thank you.
It is a day for fated reunions.
Oh. Oh, he looks to me. Have we met?
Would you not agree, adventurer? Or should I address you as the Warrior of Light?
He knows of us. Apparently we've met him before. Who are you? Adventure. Do I recognize the voice? Oh, I'm getting a moment to think. What's that mask? Oh. Oh, is that part of Gaius's mask? Oh, we were wondering about that white mask. I was just like, that's no mask like any Ascian we've ever seen. It's a cutout part of his helm. Oh, thank God my character recognizes him. I mean, he had the helm on like the entire time that we knew him, so his voice was always masked, and obviously he's probably got a new voice since The Realm Reborn. But you know, like even Xeno's voice sounds different underneath the helm that they usually wear. The Black Wolf. Let's not call him the Black Wolf. We go by names now. Gaius von Belsar. You son of a bitch, he fucking lived! And apparently he's gone on to become a fucking badass Ascian hunter. Gaius von Belsar, you son of a bitch. He is the main antagonist alongside La Habrea of A Realm Reborn. And what an asshat he was, thinking to only rule by might. Thinking that the Eorzeans need to be brought under heel, that they needed for a strong ruler. That they're turning to the gods was a sign of weakness, and that if only they had a strong ruler, they would stop these summonings. But we, you know, yeah, okay, yeah. We learned that Gaius von Belsar, like, he had a degree of honor to him. Like, he did stop the production of of Black Rose. We learned, and he did, you know, he didn't want to kill the Eorzeans. He wasn't ruthless or brutal or needlessly cruel, but he felt like he was entitled to rule. He felt like the only way to rule was under strict rulership. Gaius von Belsar.
Aye. Gaius van Belsar, the Black Wolf. That was the title I was given. One I have long since relinquished.
He made it out. We assumed he died at the end. We were heralded as the slayer of Gaius von Belsar when he had Ultima weapon. The Ascian activated like Ultima magic or whatever in the Ultima weapon that did a big explosion in the castrum we were in, destroyed most of the castrum for quite a ways around us, and started some explosion shit like that. We only escaped on the back of our Magitek armor with Thancred, who we recently who we kicked La Habrea out of Thancred's body. What is the word? Exorcised. We basically exorcised La Habrea out of Thancred's body, and we escaped with Thancred with our Magitek armor, and we left Gaius behind, and we thought him lost to the flames. But apparently, this motherfucker lived. Oh, aggressive stance. Why? He brought him back to us.
The legatus of the 14th Imperial Legion died in Castrum Meridianum.
I see.
I am no more than Gaius Belsar, a man without rank or allegiance.
He brought Alphinaud to us. He brought Alphinaud back to us. That lends him some degree of credit. He doesn't seek combat here. Despite his former deeds, he says what he means. He brought Alphinaud to us. I take that in good faith.
Impossible. There's no way you could have survived.
I survived.
Do you remember how it unfolded?
Oh yeah, of course I do. Fire. Explosions.
How I was deceived by La Habrea?
Mm-hmm.
How I was convinced that reviving the Ultima weapon would allow me to bring peace to Eorzea?
Yeah, by being able to take down the primals with it. As a weapon against primals. And you were deceived because all he wanted was Ultima weapon.
Yes, he used so many others.
The Ultima magic.
All to further the restoration of his wretched god.
Indeed. That's what they're currently using the Empire for.
Yet even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. And as the Praetorium went up in flames, I was content to burn along with it. For a moment, at least.
And even with the might of Alec at my command, you bested me. He's come to terms with it.
A moment of folly. To surrender my life thus would have been to betray all who died for my cause. It was for them that I dragged myself free of the rubble, and swore vengeance on the Ascians.
Good on anybody, by the way, who took that little white mask that they showed to us. They did zoom in on it for a second. Who took that little white mask and figured out that maybe it was Gaius. Because I would have thought, oh, is this just another Ascian rank that we don't know of? Because it was alongside all of us of their Ascian masks. But to be able to remember this, good job. I would not have guessed. Like I said, I was shocked. I was like, oh, it was Gaius's. Oh, okay. Took me by surprise. I knew who this character was, because I had spoilers or whatever, but I did not think that the white mask was an indicator of who he was. It's for them that I dragged myself free for the rubble and swore vengeance to the Ascians. For those we have lost, for those we can yet save. This man mayhaps have had a change of heart, or at the very least, a change of enemy.
The Black Wolf has shed his pelt, never to return to Garlemald or her legions. I live now only to exact revenge.
This man really is fond of just tossing masks on the ground. Cool.
My principal quarry was to be La Hebrea, whom I gather you have since ushered onto oblivion.
I did not particularly do so. It was actually a primal. It was Thornton that did that. We took out the other Ascian, the lady one. We've taken out 3 Ascians so far. Guy whose name I forget in the Realm Reborn post story stuff. Lady Ascian and La Hebrea, though we weren't technically really a part of that one, but he did get killed. Everyone forgets his name. Yeah. So their names are complicated. Like, I think the female one started with an I. It was like Ignion, whatever. Ignion, whatever, something like that. I can't for the life of me remember the other one, but yeah. That's because he sort of like appeared sort of left field as like, here's another Ascian character.
But so many more remain. Long as their kind lurked in the shadows, laboring to sow chaos throughout our world, I would see each and every one dragged into the light and put to the sword.
And apparently you have done so, which is impressive, because once again I said it is quite the process to be able to kill an Ascian. Look at this man, backed by this fucking setting sun. What a badass.
Are the Scions not of like mind?
Fair enough, but we were like-minded in our pursuit of... We were like-minded in that we agreed that the primals cannot be suffered to live, but there's our methods that differed. So the question is, what lengths are you willing to go to kill the Ascians?
In this single respect, perhaps.
Then I shall continue the partnership the boy began, and share what intelligence I have acquired.
Or should Alphinaud be getting a partnership? I see he wanted to partner with the Scions. Partner the Scions with these shadow hunters. But I don't know if he ever told Alphinaud who he was. Yes, please tell us the intelligence.
Among the Asians, the black-masked ilk are subordinate to those who wear red. This you already know.
That we know. He's killed 2 of them. I like that the lion-looking like cat mask on the bottom one. Very cool.
Yet among the red there exists a hierarchy. Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source.
And how do you know who's who? Did they tell you this before you killed them? Those set adrift with the shards clearly stand below those still joined to the source. Is it... okay. Okay, so the source is... Arcus is considered greater. I mean, if we've rejoined...
who once dared to intrude upon the Rising Stones...
That was him.
...belonged to the former group. And while he was indeed a dangerous foe, his powers were inconsequential next to the paragons of the Source.
Okay, so he was a lesser one. And the ones of the Source are considered greater... Maybe because they're, you know, they've experienced the rejoining to the Source? Whatever. I mean, if there's been 8 calamities or whatever, or 7 calamities, whatever number, then, you know, the source is like 7 times rejoined or whatever. There's however many shards still left out there. Is it 6? Okay. I can never keep track of this anyway, so whatever numbers, somewhere around there. Also, you learned of Nabriales'. How do you know? Like, this technically, Nabriales stuff was after Gaius was down. He knows of Nabriales'. Maybe he learned it from another Asian, but he knows of Nabriales' attack on the Rising Stones.
The first was Lahabrea, who plagues us no more. There is also the white-robed Elidibus, and the elusive Emet-Selch, about whom little is known.
We have files on Lahabrea and Elidibus, but I believe this Emet-Selch is new to us?
Have not heard the name.
As I assume my brother told you, we have evidence to suggest that an Asian now walks in the body of the Crown Prince. Have you identified this interloper?
Yeah, which Asian?
Elidibus seems the most likely culprit. As emissary, it is his role to maintain the equilibrium between darkness and light.
They say this, but there has been, like, no equilibrium from Elidibus in our favor. Like, he's been maybe not as aggressive as his kin towards us, but it's really just been like, well, I'm here now to help the Asians.
Your many deeds in Hydaelyn's name have upset the balance.
Now this might be
and
why.
I believe he seeks to restore it by throwing his considerable power behind the Empire. As a leader of the Asians, he is one of our primary targets.
These guys have really gathered so much information. Good on you, Gaius. To have gone from little information to the Asians to all of this. What a badass.
It was on the trail of this very prey that the boy and I came across the scene of a failed uprising. In the absence of a single Garlean casualty, we inspected the bodies of the rebels, and the lack of any external injury drew my immediate attention. They had been slain by Black Rose, an alchemical invention of the Imperial Army. When I yet served as legatus, I ordered its production halted, and all stockpiles destroyed. Toxic gas is not a tool of conquest, but of extermination.
Toxic gas? This must be the new weapon Maxima warned us about. Something deadly enough to sweep away all resistance in a matter of hours. Gods. You don't think they're planning to use this in Ala Mhigo, do you?
Yeah, God help us, we don't got anything for that. I mean, unless we can somehow magically disperse it or some way, like, we're fucked.
Put your fears to rest. We infiltrated the production facility.
Hallelujah.
And destroyed all existing stores of the chemical along with the plant itself. Even should they rebuild the operation, they will not soon manufacture another batch.
Oh, thank God. Fucking way to go, Gaius, you fucking legend.
Regardless, I would draw your attention to a directive we discovered in the plant's records. The document was marked with a recent date and authorized with the signature of one Zeno Galvus.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
A dead man signing the death warrant for thousands. 'Tis bad comedy.
But the tale does not end there. Within that same facility was a chamber filled with devices of Allagan design. Cloning technology, we realized.
Okay. Allagan's cloning technology. We got a little bit of like, No. We knew about cloning technology already with like stuff like with the Crystal Tower, etc. So we knew Allagan's had this.
And what should we find in each and every incubator? But a young Emperor Solus.
Ah, I see. He just got bodies in the wings.
All of which prompts the question. Were the Ascians responsible for these abominations? Or was it the will of the Emperor?
Well, if were they clones, like were they clones in like the Allagan capacity in that they had function, or were they just husks?
I must know which hand guides the Empire. Though I have given up my rank, I am yet a son of Garlemald, and I will fight for the future of my homeland.
Good on you, ma'am. Bring the shadows to the light. It's good. It's good.
It is time I return to the hunting of shadows.
Get a moment there, zooming on our characters.
We should focus on our common foe. To reopen old quarrels now would serve no purpose.
I can agree to that, but I don't like how haughtily you said that.
You saved my brother's life, so I'm willing to let sleeping dogs lie. But in truth, it's not my decision to make.
I like the shift of the camera to me here. He saved Alphinaud's life, of course. We'll settle this another time. You're right, there are more important matters at hand. We don't need to settle this another time. What else is there to settle? He said Gaius von Belsar, the Black Wolf, died at Castor Marianus. He saved Alphinaud's life. He brought Alphinaud here. He's been hunting down Ascians. I would say we have no proof of his intentions, but we do have the proof that he brought Alphinaud. We have no proof with like how he's been slaying the Ascians or what lengths he'll go to for that, but him bringing Alphinaud is proof. He didn't have to do that. We go deliver him to the hands of to Doma. We don't need to settle this another time. You're right. There are more important matters at hand. The immediate de-escalation there of anger, guys.
There was a time when I scorned those who placed their faith in false gods, even as I, in my blinkered conviction, place mine in Ascian promises. Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. We shall meet again, warrior of light.
Unlike yours, my strength of will and my restraint was found wanting. Let's meet again, Van Belsar. Or just guys. There he goes, you fucking badass. You need help repairing your ship? Is it damaged?
So that was the infamous Black Wolf. An unexpected ally, to say the least.
Certainly. You know, who would expect that he would come back, but I love it. I love that they brought him back. It's cool. No body, no death. And even sometimes when there is a body, no death.
I am content to leave the fine-tuning of the barrier to cleverer minds. Let us bid our friends from the Ironworks farewell, and see what can be done for Alphinaud back in Doma.
If his soul got yoinked, we're screwed anyway. A moment here where we're not turning away and watch him go. A day for reunions. All right. Fuck yeah. Right, Hakuro? Even should our alliance send a contingent to Eorzea, I will stand here in Doma with the remainder of our forces. As much as I would enjoy taking Imperial heads at your side, we will not leave our borders undefended. Fair enough. Yugiri? What uncanny timing that Master Alphinaud should be returned to us just as we were testing the barrier. Indeed. I only hope a cure can be found for his malady. No. His soul has been yoinked. We need to get his soul back. So unless we can high magic resummon his soul to us, we need to find where they've been summoned. Otherwise, the War Council has ended in unanimous agreement. To forestall the Empire's expansion plans in this region, our allies are willing to send troops to fight in Eorzea. Very generous of them. Hien? Alphinaud is safely ensconced in a private chamber. My finest healer is examining him as we speak. Well, at least we'll know that he doesn't have any physical injury, but if what we think yoinked him, then yeah. I've spoken with the physician, and there are no outward signs of illness. Alphinaud is lost in his sleep from which he cannot be awoken, just like the others. Yeah, Hien, I don't think you've heard of this, but the signs are being yoinked by one. So if you don't see us soon, or if we get hit by a sudden bout of headache stuff, it's because we're being summoned. Something's yoinking us. It seems that even the lands of the Empire were not far enough away to escape that cursed voice. I share your frustrations, Alisaie, I do, but Alphinaud has returned to us alive and otherwise unharmed. All that remains is to find the means to wake him. Until then, you can but fulfill your duties as a scion. You see the means to wake him, but once again, there's only two ways. Yours and your brother both. And your brothers both. You're right, of course. There are arrangements to be made and little time to make them. To business then. To business then, my lord. Now that we know Seiryu's wall works as intended, can we expect reinforcements for Ala Mhigo? You most certainly can. As promised, we will send troops to bolster our allies in Eorzea without delay. Heck yeah. Pray be aware, however, that they will not arrive without delay. Save for some few who boast teleportation magics, the bulk of our forces must be transported by sea. Oh, some boast teleportation magics. Fuck yeah! A lengthy voyage for which the smaller vessels favored by the Confederacy are ill-equipped. Accordingly, I mean to enlist the assistance of the East Alphinaud Trading Company in finding suitable ships. As for navigating the distances in question, we are in happy position of being able to call upon those who plotted the course of my people's exodus to Eorzea. Yeah, we don't really know how Hien got to Ala Mhigo when he did, when the fight to take back Ala Mhigo. All we know is that they showed up on Yol, on the birds. So I assume they flew there, but apparently they didn't. Beyond the procurement of ships, I think it unlikely that our East Alphinaud friends will consent to any involvement in military operations. Yeah, I concur. But I'm certain they will afford Alphinaud a berth aboard one of our vessels. I shall have a Chayurjan accompany him every elm of the way to the Rising Stones. Thank you. Long distance transport for these guys. You have my thanks, Lord Hien. Yugiri. I will go ahead with our friends to Ala Mhigo. Enlist all those capable of teleportation and put them at the disposal of the Eorzean Alliance as soon as possible. They will form the vanguard. Yes, my lord. It's exactly what we'd hoped for. Lys and the Alliance leaders would be glad indeed to welcome the combined strength of the East. Yeah, any reinforcements we can get. If we're gonna push them back from Ala Mhigo, let us do all we can. Fuck. Meanwhile, at the Black Rose chemical plant, shit. Are they getting things up and running again? Varys.
Our supplies at Black Rose have been ruined, but the new plant is already under construction. We should have the first batch ready in time for the offensive, Your Radiance.
Fuck. No. Don't worry, we destroyed the plant. They certainly will not have it in time for the Ala Mhigo attack. Shit. Wasn't enough.
See that you do.
Shit. No.
Yes,
So
the infamous
Los
Black Rose. If I recall correctly, Gaius did not much care for the invention.
Villain.
A ruthless and indiscriminate weapon indeed, this airborne poison. It seems you are capable of making decisions worthy of your bloodline.
Wow. Ruthless and indiscriminate. Wow. Decisions worthy of their bloodline. Wow. Fiend.
With no gift for sorcery, we Garleans must look to magitech to even the odds. If it spares the needless deaths of our soldiers and serves the cause of this empire, there is no method I would not employ.
Honorless.
How very noble of you.
Mass slaughter.
Truly, though, I must commend you for embracing your role as Emperor. You play the part of the determined ruler well. Sometimes even I catch myself believing.
You're saying she's just playing the part? He's saying here, don't forget who's actually in charge.
Now that I think on it, Black Rose may well possess the perfect aspect.
Shit. Shit. What a mysterious line. We don't know what this means yet, but I know what this means. 'Cause I know some spoilers. Oh shit.
Slowly but surely, the deluge of light has worked upon the ether here in the source, and the gas should be most susceptible to its influence.
Oh shit. This is what the voice was talking to us about. A deluge of light. Twin disasters only you can prevent. Calamity, deluge of light. Oh fucking Christ.
Well, I shall leave you to your own devices. Go forth and bloody the land with your grand and glorious war.
Fucking hell, man.
While you do what, precisely?
Well, he jaunts away, clearly.
Need you ask? I will be doing what all Ascians do.
Sowing chaos.
I am well aware that your kind exists only to usher in the next calamity. But you seem oblivious to the harm your singular agenda causes to the Empire.
I don't think he gives a shit. The Empire is but a tool to him. I think he's aware.
You cannot have forgotten the events which followed your mortal demise.
With the War of Succession.
Our homeland was plunged into civil war for your failure to name a successor. The edifice you so carefully constructed was but a hair's breadth from collapse.
Are you truly so naive? You thought me oblivious to the consequences of a departure so painstakingly timed?
Oh, he didn't give a shit. See, he didn't give a shit about the plight of the Empire. He did it on purpose.
It was by design?
It was by design. Holy fuck.
Well, of course it was. Though I will admit the resulting panic exceeded even my wildest expectations. But how can you be surprised? Throwing the world into disarray was the very purpose for which this nation was, as you say, so carefully constructed.
Jesus, this crow, man, holy fuck.
Now, if you have no further questions, I must be on my way. Since we may not meet again in this lifetime, it would be remiss of me not to offer a word or two of gratitude. I really must thank you for this surplus of vessels. I can mold any host into my own image, but having bodies tailor-made for me in this fashion is so much less tiresome.
Fucking Ascians, man, this guy.
You dabbled in Allagan cloning techniques, yes? It certainly is a compelling, not to mention entertaining, field of research. And of all the options available, you chose the Founding Father on whom to experiment. You have a twisted streak to you, Varus, like grandsire, like grandson, hey?
What's A? What is this? I think he's just trying to torment Varus now. He's poking at him. I don't think Varys likes his lineage. He certainly does not like this man.
If events play out as planned, this will become something of a family enterprise. You will be the capstone of this world, I the anchor and shard, and together we will give the lie to this star's fraudulent existence.
Be the capstone of this world, I the anchor in the shard. Okay. Oh, he has to fucking villain laugh on the way out, man. Jesus Christ. Something is wrong with that man. Alright. Meanwhile, in the Empire, this Ascian man's fucked up. Alright, Alisaie. Come, let's return to Lys and share the good news about our Far Eastern reinforcements. Go on ahead, Kilwyn. I will join you in Ala Mhigo with our advance party as soon as I can. Alright, Hekuro, anything else to say? Well, you and my lord, Hien, are away crossing swords with the Empire in the distant Ala Mhigo. I shall be here with the remainder of our forces, watching our borders. Pray, send the Garlands my regards. Will do. Hien? Parlay on the fronts. Now, our plan was to, as soon as we saw the enemy army, to immediately engage in parley for as long as possible, to delay as much as possible, so that we could get as much preparation in before it was actually time for fighting. Alright, Hien stands ready to depart for Ala Mhigo. We must leave now to convene with the Eorzea's leaders, and it may be some time before I return to Doma. Hekuro, I leave you in command. My lord. I shall assemble an advance party with all haste, and join you in Ala Mhigo forthwith. I've just received word from Lys. The Alliance has established a base camp near Ala Mhigo's northeastern border. Via link pearl? Can it go that much of a distance? And isn't link pearl transmissions easily hackable? Should she have said anything at all? Once we've arrived in the locks, we're to report to a resistance officer stationed in Porta Praetoria, who will point us in the right direction. Let's not keep them waiting. Alright. Let's make the trip out to, back out to Eorzea then. Okay. Speak with resistance fighter. Okay, right here. Hien? Here we are again, ready to fight the same foe. Yet I would not be anywhere else. This conflict concerns us all. Come what may, we cannot allow the Empire to regain its grip in Ala Mhigo. Thanks, Hien. Yeah, we stand together against the Empire. Together we're stronger. You know, you come help us here, and if they ever come attack Doma, we'll help you there. Alisaie? Here, I think we found the guide Lys mentioned. Ah, you must be the Scion party. I was told to look out for. If you'll follow me, I'll take you directly to the Alliance headquarters. The Scion party just being me and Alisaie. Accompany the resistance fighter to the Alliance headquarters, yes.